Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys like this new setup. I'm trying to film at night just so I can stay consistent with my content. So drop me a thumbs up if you like the new setup. Now, as you saw from the thumbnail, we are going to cover the 5 things that I wish people would have told me before I started selling digital products. So the ugliest things that you guys could think about on these platforms like Etsy, Shopify, and so much more. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because I recently uploaded this video and I showed how you guys can get digital products or start digital products with low barrier entries that'll make you about $100 plus a day. Well, myself and other YouTubers, we have a tendency to come on here and give you guys just this glamorous view of what digital products can do. And I wanted to give you guys a holistic view because trust me, yes, you can make money in your sleep, but baby, you're gonna work for it. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that I wish I knew when setting up my digital products is that you are going to have to drive those sales. So you hear us telling you all the time, I made $2,000 in my sleep. I am definitely guilty. It's one of my favorite lines because I have. But what I don't say is this. I had to do so much driving of traffic to get those sales. So let me break that down. Whenever I start to sell a digital product, I have a pre-launch. A pre-launch of this digital product takes anywhere from 30 to 60 days, depending on how big and how much the digital product is going to cost me. It's like a book tour. Before someone actually launches the book, they really go on a book tour where you can meet them and so forth. Well, that's what I do for my digital products. I've tried just rolling out digital products and just saying, hey y'all, my new product is dropped. And yeah, there was crickets. I have to make sure when I'm launching digital products and selling my products every day that I am showing up and I am driving traffic to my products. That looks like post on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, my newsletter, Pinterest, and you name it. I do so much intentional work behind the scenes, so when I close my eyes, I can make those sales in my sleep and then wake up the next day, show you my screen print of $8,000 sold for the day, $2,000 made in my sleep, but best believe I drove so much traffic to get those sales. Sometimes it's me even going the OPA route, where that's other people's audiences, where I have to set up different posts to be promoted on, let's say, the Shade Room or the Black Love page and pages like that. There's so much behind the scenes work that really go into driving sales. I don't want you guys to think that just posting your digital product on your platform and now it's just going to make you tons of money. No, there is promotion going on to drive those sales. Even to my mentees who I've mentored who've used their Etsy platform, they expressed how they have to have so many listings. One of my mentees told me that she has to do a new listing every single day for her products just so she can scale and get more sales. Just doing one listing is not gonna bring the bag to you, sis. So if you really wanna go into digital products, I wanna set the standard that you're not gonna make money in your sleep without working during the day. The second thing I wish I would have known, that I wish someone would have told me in regards to selling digital products across these platforms like Etsy and Shopify, is that you could really lose your business in a snap of a finger. So you want to make sure you are selling on multiple platforms. When I first started selling online, I want to say a month or 2 after I started selling, I had my products on Squarespace and I was driving the traffic using Instagram. That's the only place I was driving traffic from. Well, without that traffic from Instagram, I didn't make sales on Squarespace. One day, my Instagram just locked me out. Like I had no access. So of course I sent in messages. I tried to get in touch with support. I had all my friends trying to get in touch with support. I'm on Twitter messaging them, tagging them. Finally spoke to someone, nothing changed. They said it was a glitch. They didn't know what happened, didn't know how to fix it. And this lasted for almost 30 to 45 days. All of the sales that I had come to depend on just ended out of nowhere. And there was nothing I could do to get it back. It was in that moment that I realized going forward, if I want to make consistent money online, I'm going to have to make sure I'm selling on multiple platforms, or else whenever Instagram wants to pull that plug on me, I'm not going to have a traffic driver. So with that being said, I would strongly recommend that you start to sell your products across different platforms. I even had one of my mentees who had an issue with their Etsy before, where they were talking with a potential customer. They were selling a digital product that they did customize. And in that conversation of what they were going to sell them, they offered the Tiffany blue version of the product. Etsy flagged them with trying to sell counterfeits or dupes, and overall told them that they were breaking the policy and the rules, and immediately got flagged. Of course, she was terrified of she was going to possibly lose her store. Had to calm her down. She tried to get in contact with people from Etsy, and as you know, it's so hard to speak with people there, just like on Instagram. And so now she's very strategic in regards to what she posts, how she responds to listings, and so much more. The thing is this, until the issue happened with me or with her, we didn't even know those rules existed. Sometimes finding the rules on these platforms can be very ambiguous. So again, selling across multiple platforms is going to be key when selling digital products. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and don't put all your products on one store. The third thing that I learned, the third thing I wish someone would have told me before I got into digital products is that, Crystal, you're going to become a customer service representative again. So I'm not sure how many of you have worked in customer service, but I have. I'll raise my hand here. I worked at a customer call center. You guys know what I mean. And I worked there for several years. And when I tell you I hated that job, I mean it with every fiber of my soul. If any of you worked with me there, you know who I am, and you know how much I hated going to work. And so I vowed to never work in customer service again. I know it's not for me. I am just not that person. Well, I guess someone should have told me, baby, yes you are, because you're gonna be sitting there with that headset on all over again, answering customer inquiries, responding to issues, and making sure the customer's always right. So in this business of digital sales, you're going to get a lot of customers who have questions, who have issues, who have needs, and they want to be right. And when I tell you, going back and forth trying to prove them wrong is going to be a waste of your time. Also, letting them be right will allow your business to really thrive. I have a lot of customers that I will say had issues in regards to my digital products, and the way I resolved it kept them coming back, still referring me, and so grateful of the product that they received. But I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna have to go high when they go low plenty of times. So if you're not ready to really serve a community, because that's what digital products is, it causes you to serve, for you to intentionally put yourself, your pride, your attitude aside, and become the servant that your customer needs. If you can't do that, then this is not going to be the job for you. And with that being said, since customer service was something that I had a difficult time with, simply because it was so time consuming, eventually with time I did end up hiring an intern, a VA, and they answered all the customer inquiries, the correspondence, and the DMs, emails, comments, you name it. But this only came almost 2 years after doing customer service myself. So make sure you're ready for that part of the digital products, as well as maybe even start to prepare for how you can delegate and remove yourself from that part of the job if it's something that you don't want to do. My fourth thing that I wish someone would have told me before I started selling digital products is going to be frequently asked questions. So what you're going to experience with your digital products is people asking you the same exact question over and over and over and over. And you're going to have to smile, be nice, and answer their question. And so I wish someone would have told me the best way or the best practice to be more efficient when it comes to repeat questions. I found myself creating a Facebook group, trying to answer the questions, and then when people would ask me those questions, I would say, well, why don't you join our Facebook group? I answered it over there. And they like, okay, but I need to answer now. I'm not trying to join no group. Can you answer my question, yes or no? Then I found myself avoiding answering the question because I was tired of answering it. So now they feel like I left them on red, but in reality, I just don't want to answer the same question. Then I found myself trying to set up the auto questions on Instagram. that was a fail. So what I would tell you is this: if you're creating a digital product, your last page or one of your pages should be a FAQ, a frequently asked questions section. This section should have all of the frequently asked questions that you have received in regards to your digital products. You're probably saying, well, Crystal, if I haven't created the product, how am I going to know the frequently asked questions? I told you, before I launch any product, I do 30 to 60 days of a pre-launch. I will cover what that consists of on a future video where I go through and walk you through how to launch and prepare your digital product. So in that meantime, I would get frequently asked questions and I would make sure to include it in a one-page part of the digital product. Now, if you're not going to do a pre-launch and you don't know what questions you can ask, another thing that I do is over time, after I'm getting the same question over and over and over, I will just go in and update the product at that FAQ page and then resend it out to all the people who've purchased it. This will be a little bit harder when you have platforms like Etsy, since downloading their email list can be just a little bit funky, getting that CSV file and so forth. But with other platforms, it's very easy to download an email list from all your customers who have purchased so that you can send them an updated digital product. So you can also go this route to make sure that they get a copy of that frequently asked questions. This is going to save you so much time, so many headaches, and I promise you, you will come back to this video and you will thank me. And the fifth thing that I wish someone would have told me when creating digital products is sometimes your digital product that you're going to create is going to be too big. That file is going to be massive, and so you're going to have issues. And your people that are buying these digital products, hear me when I tell you, everybody ain't techie. So they don't know how to download the files. They don't understand that it's just glitching because it's too big. They don't understand that maybe you need to get off your phone and go to your computer and stop trying to use your tablet to download this product. So you're gonna have to make sure that that product is able to be downloaded for everyone, no matter what product they use. And so I've experienced this in my own business with my 5-hour UGC webinar. It's a 5-hour video. Trying to sell it just straight from Stan Store, people were able to purchase it, but then some people had issues when they tried to download it, especially if they were on a phone or tablet. But I can't fix that on my end, right? That's their issue. They're using a device that doesn't have enough power to download this huge file. And so over time, I just got tired of having to tell people, you want to go home, do it on a computer. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just make this accessible to everyone. So from there, I looked into the best link option. I've done Google Drive where you pretty much have your document there and you give them a link, and that does work. But again, because my file was so huge, Google Drive or even Dropbox wouldn't have worked because they still had to download it. So I went through Streamable, and by using Streamable, I'm able to send them a link. The video is hosted over there, and so now you can watch it from your phone, from your tablets, from your computers, and not get any lag, latency, or it just not working overall. I know that for my Etsy mentees, they've had similar issues where the file is just too big, and so they can't even upload it and they have to compress the file or go the route of using a Google Drive link or a Dropbox link. These are things that you will experience that will become very frustrating for yourself and for your customers. And you won't know until after you're done and you're trying to upload these files, or you upload them like for me on my Stan Store, but then when your customers download them, there's issues. If you've experienced any of these issues with your digital products, leave a comment below. Now, if you haven't experienced any of these, but you've experienced others, please leave those below as well, because I want everyone who comes across this video to not only get my 5 ugly truths with selling digital products, but also have an array of options from you guys as well in the comment section, just so that they're getting that holistic view of what they're really signing up for when they say that they want to start making money in their sleep. I hope this gave you a great picture of the truth of what it's like to sell digital products. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, Crystal, yeah, it gave me a great view, but why are you doing it then if you have so many cons? Well, I want to put things in perspective for you. I hated my job, right? I hated being a manager for HR. and that paid me $62,000 a year. Well, if you look at this last video that I posted a couple of days ago, where I talk about how I'm going to hit $1 million made online, then you will see why it's actually worth it, even though it does have its downsides. Because I could be complaining and making $62,000 in 1 year. And yet now, even though I do still have my complaints, the $1 million mark is where I'm heading into, simply because I do make money online. So if you ask me, is it worth it? I'm gonna always say yes. I just want you guys to have an overall idea of what you're really signing up for. I hope this was helpful. I know that you guys loved my digital product video. And so just know I'll be giving you more videos on this, as well as creative strategy, because you guys have been asking how to go from being a UGC creator to a creative strategist, and so much more. In the meantime, I recommend you watch these 2 videos here. Thank you for all your support. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It really helps. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our tribe. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you on Friday.